Hi friends, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm Austin, and today's video is a challenge build, I guess. This is a 8-sim starter home, though I guess you probably know that already since I'm 99% sure that it's probably alluded to in the name of the video. So yeah, this build was a lot of fun to do. It was, a bit of a challenge, but as kind of fearful as I was at the start, after getting working on the build, it actually wasn't too bad, so that was relatively nice. As I was building this house, though, I did kind of come up with maybe doing a 8-sim tiny house, because this house isn't that tiny. It is rather large, so I could kind of shrink everything in and try to make a house as small as possible. And yeah, that was something I was thinking about. I'm not 100% sure yet if I want to do it though, but feel free to let me know in the comments, or by liking this video, that lets me know that you want to maybe see that in the future. So yeah, this was fun. I know I mentioned that before, but I know in the past when I did attempt this once before, and I did kind of the same thing of putting the majority of the bedrooms on the in the basement level, and that works out because you're not using as much wallpaper for like the outside and stuff, and you don't need windows or as many windows, so that's kind of why I did that. And then I was able to get a relatively cheap house out of it, and I even had enough money to landscape, which was not something I was expecting to do when I started the video. But I did have to add one bedroom on the main level. And I kind of imagine that, I imagine this to be a family home, for a large family home, and with, in my head, I imagined a family of, parents with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 kids, and then maybe one of those parents' parents are also there. That's why I have 2 double beds, and then all the other beds are single beds. So that was sort of my idea, and maybe this first level bedroom could be for the oldest child. Even though they have the least amount of privacy, they do have kind of the best spot in the house for a late night snack, so that's kind of cool. But there's no privacy, unfortunately, for that sim. But I think, all things considered, it's probably one of the nicer spots in the house, and it was easily one of my more favorite spots when I was decorating it, even though I already finished decorating it by this point in the video, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I was surprised at how easy everything came together. When I got started on this, I was very nervous that the shape of the house was going to be very hard to work in, trying to get stairs in, and I didn't want to cheap out on every, item in the game, because, with this much budget, you don't need to. So, I did at first start and use the used countertops from City Living, but then I realized that it wasn't necessary. So later on in the build, it's actually one of the last things I do. I actually go in and change them. So that was kind of a nice thing to do, I thought. And I didn't use the cheapest floors because, as you may know, the cheapest floors in the game are $0. They are ugly-ish. They're not that bad, but they are very cheap at 0 simoleons, and they have a wide variety of colors, and I do recommend using them for the 3,000 simoleon challenge, but I don't necessarily recommend using them here because, I don't know, I just feel like they're not necessary. So, yeah. I do want to apologize if my voice sounds terrible. The weather is constantly changing in my area, and that just kind of keeps my allergies, fresh and constantly going. So I'm kind of in a constant state of misery at the moment, where I'm like feeling, like I have allergies, and then, with everything going on in the world right now, it's like, I hope they're allergies, and, I've been hoping that, yes, they're just allergies, and I'm pretty sure they are, because I feel miserable in an allergy sense and not in any other sense. But yeah, to kind of move on from that topic, one thing I do want to touch on, though, is my voice probably sounds bad, and I do want to apologize for that. But, I feel like as the weather warms up, maybe my allergies won't be as bad. I don't live in an area where it's too hot in the summertime, but it's usually enough to kind of eliminate the pollen in my area, and yeah, so hopefully that's how it goes, and hopefully I sound better in my voiceovers. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't live in an area that is reliably warm or reliably hot enough to kill the pollen in the air. But I have considered, or dreamt, I should say, of maybe one day moving to a hotter, drier area, or somewhere that is more better for my allergies. But I don't know, I can't really imagine myself doing that, mostly for the money, but also because I do like the area that I live in, and I like the weather, the wide variety of weather that's never too hot or too cold. That's kind of nice. But yeah, anyways, back to the build. I wasn't really 100% sure which of the two double bedrooms were going to be, for either the parents or the grandparents. Originally I was thinking that the nicer room would be for the parents, and then the smaller room would be for the grandparents in my imagined family. And but I don't know, by the end of the build I wasn't 100% sure which one was which, because I like the aesthetics of one room more than the other, but I also like the furnishing of one room more than the other. So yeah, it kind of makes my decision tough as to which one I would pick. But I don't tend to play families this large, so I probably will never play this house. I tend to, when I play the game, I tend to keep my families very small. Usually when I start a game, it's usually one sim, and then either they get married, or they have a child and get married, or they to the parent, or to another adult sim that is not related to the child, because The Sims is crazy. It's like a soap opera, and that's kind of one of the things I do like about the game, is like, you never know what's going to happen when you start, so that's always an exciting thing. But I notice I am rambling on, and I should mention that it's been a long time since I've actually played the game, for no reason in particular. I've just, I've enjoyed building for such a long time, and I think I've mentioned it more in comments than in anything else, but for a long time I was actually not, I didn't build at all in The Sims. I mainly just played for fun, and focused even more on Create a Sim, and building was like the least of my worries. And then I don't know, one day I just decided I wanted to do some more builds in The Sims 4, and I kind of got hooked just building. I kind of quit playing as families and just started making new Sims, moving them onto a lot, and then building really cheap homes, because I was a stupid adult and I didn't know how to, I couldn't remember how to add the money cheats in, so every house I was building was a starter home. But as the time went on, I did remember that you can build without a family on the lot, or you can add money if need be. So yeah. And then, by this point now, that was a few years ago, because I've been, making build videos for the last few years. Can't believe that. And like I've mentioned before, I have been considering doing other games on this channel. I'm not 100% sure yet what games they'll be, or if I'm going to do them at all. I've also been talking about doing streaming, but with the way the world is right now, I don't know yet if I want to do that now. And if I was to, it would be late at night for most people. And so that is kind of the what's going on with that. But I do want to do more things. I really do love interacting with people. I've never really been an outgoing person, so it's kind of been weird to kind of have to go through kind of reaching out to new people and making friends. I've really never, to put things into perspective, with this whole self-isolation thing, the social aspect of it is not really an issue for me. I can go a very long time without interacting with a single person, and I've been fine like that, and I am trying now, as I get older to, kind of try to break that habit or break that cycle by just trying to get to know more people and make new friends. And but the nice thing about the world is you can do that through the internet. So it's just something that you have to get in the habit of doing. And I'd like to think that I'm doing that. And I have been enjoying meeting so many amazing people through The Sims and through YouTube and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly why I started talking about this, but I hope it wasn't too weird. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider hitting the like button. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and click that bell if you want to be notified of any future video. With that being said, I'm Austin, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.